Hi readers, we are going to read an informational magazine, Time for Kids, and the topic of this particular issue is the solar system and the planets in our solar system, in our sky. I'm going to share the magazine with you and we will start reading about the planets in our solar system. Here we go. This here, I think, might be Saturn. Tell yourself right now if you know anything about the planets. Do you know how many there are? Do you know any of the names of the other planets? What's the name of our planet? Earth. We live on planet Earth. Okay, so I'm going to read this title to you. You can read along with me if you'd like to, or just listen. Ready? Read. Planet power. I'm going to keep going. Take a trip through our solar system with TFK. So we're going to take an imaginary trip and visit the different planets in our solar system. This caption says, Saturn is the 6th planet from the sun. Okay, so let me turn to the inside. I just think this is beautiful. I'm going to give you a minute to look at it. Okay, now I want to point out that this is so lovely to look at. Like the colors are so cool and the background of the stars is really fun to look at. But what the author did for us is help us visualize or picture what this looks like. So if we were a tiny speck out in the universe, and if all the planets were lined up in their orbit or their circle around the sun, this is what it would look like. It's just a picture for us to understand the name and the size of the planets and the order or the distance they are from the sun. So this is just a picture. It's just a representation that's really fun to look at, and it helps us understand what's happening out there in the solar system. We haven't been out there, right? We haven't been the scientists to explore the solar system, and so we need a way to be able to picture what is going on out there. Now, if you wanted, you could start reading these boxes. If you wanted, you could read them in any order because there are no numbers. You don't have to read them in the order from closest to the sun to farthest from the sun. For me, what I'm going to do is read the title or the heading of this page. I'm going to read this information, and then I am going to go in order. That's just the way I'm choosing to do it right now. Ready? Read. Around the sun. I'll zoom in. I wasn't going to, but I think I'll zoom in so you can see the words with me. Okay, here we go. There are 8 planets in our solar system. They travel in a path around the sun. Here is what you need to know about them. Okay, so we know that there are 8 planets altogether in the solar system. Is the sun a planet? No, it's a big giant star. Okay, and the planets travel around the sun. Let's read about this one right here. Ready? Read. Mercury is the smallest planet in our solar system. It is the closest planet to the sun. It is hot during the day. It is freezing cold at night. That makes sense to me that it's hot during the day because it's right next to the sun. I wonder how hot it gets. Like 200 degrees? I don't know. I do wonder, why is it freezing cold at night? I mean, it's still close to the sun. Let's read about this next planet right there. I see that line goes down here, so I'm going down here to read. Read with me. Venus is very bright. It can sometimes be seen from Earth. Venus is the hottest planet. It is surrounded by poisonous gas. Oh, I have more questions. Why is it the hottest planet? Why is it hotter than Mercury? And why is it surrounded by poisonous gas? Poisonous means it can kill you, make you very sick. Do you think that scientists would travel to Venus? I don't know, that doesn't sound very safe. Okay, let's read about Earth now. Ready? Read with me. Earth is our home. It is the third planet from the sun. It is the only one known to support life. Most of Earth is covered by water. Did you know that most of Earth is water? So we're the third planet, first, second, third, fourth. This one is Mars. Okay, read with me. Mars is known as the red planet. Why? Iron in its soil gives Mars a reddish color. So there's a mineral in the soil, and the color of that mineral is reddish. Scientists are studying Mars for signs of life. And if you ever hear the news on in the background at your house, scientists talk about Mars a lot. So do you remember what's special about Mercury? Well, it's closest to the sun, very hot during the day, freezing at night. Do you remember what's special about Venus? It's surrounded by poisonous gas. It's the hottest sun. What about Earth? It's the only one that supports life, and it's mostly covered by water. What's special about Mars? It's red, and scientists are studying it. Okay, let's read about this big one. It looks like the largest one. Ready? Read with me. Jupiter is the largest planet in our solar system. It is made of gas. It has an area called the Great Red Spot. This spot is a huge storm. So when they say it is made of gas, that is a state of a thing. So there's different states of stuff called matter. It could be a liquid, solid, or gas. So on Earth, we are part liquid and part solid. You know, we have land and water, but based on this information, this is all gas. Steam is a gas. When you see hot water rising from boiling water. So it could be invisible, but it's just the particles that are in the air. So interesting that Jupiter is made of gas. Okay, let's read about Saturn with those cool rings. Ready? Read with me. Saturn is surrounded by bigger rings than any other planet. They are made of ice, dust, and rock. It also has more than 60 known moons. So is it warm in Saturn? It's very cold. Okay, let's read about this planet. Ready? Read with me. Uranus is very cold. It is the only planet that spins on its side. It was the first planet to be discovered using a telescope. I wonder how they know if it's on its side or not. I don't know. And finally, right there, we have Neptune. Neptune is the farthest planet from the Sun. Like Uranus, it is called an ice giant. The planet has strong winds and big storms. Okay, so what was special about Jupiter? It's the biggest planet and it is made of gas. Oh, and it has a red spot. It's a storm. How about Saturn? It has the most rings and it has 60 moons. How many moons do we have? One. Okay, what's special about Neptune? Oh, sorry, Uranus. Apparently it spins on its side. And is it hot or cold? It's cold. And then what about Neptune? It's farthest from the Sun. It's the eighth planet, and it's an ice giant. It's icy cold. Okay, let me go down to the section here. Oh, this is Pluto. I probably still say there's 9 planets because I think of Pluto as a planet. When I was a little girl, I learned that it was a planet, but it's not actually. Let's read about that. Pluto is a dwarf planet. It looks and acts like most planets, but it is smaller. Scientists used to consider it a planet, but that changed in 2006. So I guess it's too small to be a planet. Okay, on the back here, this is called Space Explorer, and it's about Mars. So I want to read this to you. I'm just going to go ahead and read it out loud, and you can just listen and look at that really cool robot. Meet the Mars 2020 rover. It is a robotic scientist. NASA will send it to Mars in 2020. Its job is to look for clues about life on the red planet. The rover has one arm. That arm is 7 feet long. Tools are attached to it. They are used to study rocks and soil on Mars. One of the rover's tools is a drill. It scrapes and cuts into rocks. It does this to collect samples. Then the rover places the samples inside of tubes. Could humans live on Mars? The rover will help us find out. NASA hopes to send astronauts to Mars within the next 20 years. Okay, so we learned information about this robot, and it's being used to learn more about Mars. Hopefully you can see this. I'm going to switch my tabs over. NASA is an organization that the United States has that studies space. And so they have this really cool, hopefully you can see this, really cool website, NASA Kids Club. And you can play games and learn about NASA. So if you are interested in the solar system, rockets, Mars, you can learn about different topics like, look, the moon, Earth, space technology. You can learn about some of the missions. That's what the people that work at NASA, what they're studying. So I see Curiosity Mars rover. Whoa, mission at Jupiter. I see the InSight Mars lander, Mars Perseverance rover. So a lot about Mars there. There's pictures, videos, just so much information that you can just have fun with. Ebooks in a section for students. So with an adult, with their permission, you can explore this site and just see what you can learn about the solar system. Thank you so much for reading about this topic with me. I'll see you next time.